You need to watch where you're going, mate.
You know, if it weren't for that roof light, I reckon she would have given me a good hiding. You guessed it, I've got a new toy to show you. But first off, I'm going to nip in the office and run you through a few specs on this beast. And later on, when it gets dark, we'll take it out and see how it does. Well, it's passed the first test already. We drove down the road at 40 miles an hour and it hasn't flown off the roof into a ditch. I don't actually think you're supposed to be driving at any kind of speed with this on the roof because this is like emergency purposes, but we had to test it anyway. All right then. So what this is the Auxbeam 21-inch emergency strobe light or hazard warning light bar. When I say emergency, it's because it's not actually bolted to your vehicle and it's not hardwired into your vehicle's electrics, so you can take it on and off your vehicle as and when you please, which is pretty handy because you might not want to be driving around with a roof light on your car permanently. And you might be the kind of person that maybe you go out to the occasional breakdown, the broken down car by the side of the road, and you want to alert other road users that there's a hazard ahead. And they're going to see this because it's pretty bright. You might be an escort vehicle for a wide load, but you might only be doing it temporary. So this is the kind of thing you can keep in your boot. And whenever you're on a public highway, or in anywhere really, where there's other vehicles around and you want to alert other people that your presence is there and you could be a hazard, this is a pretty handy thing to keep in your car. I'm just going to run through a quick few specs of it and then we're going to go and test it out properly. Now all your LED lights and electrics within this clear plastic casing, they say is fully weatherproof and sealed off and will not be exposed to the elements. And all your LEDs and electrics, they're all mounted inside this kind of chic double layer aluminium alloy board. And you have 4 heavy duty magnets at the base of this unit, all with rubber boots to protect your paintwork. But just make sure you don't pick up no metal bits which are stuck to the rubber. You'll have to make sure you clean these before you put it on the roof of your car because you don't want to be scratching your paintwork. And I'll just point out here that LEDs on this light bar go all the way around, front, back and sides. So you're getting like 360 degrees of strobe light. Now this is a 40 watt light bar and it is powered with a 12 to 24 volt cigarette lighter plug. And you also get just over 3 meters of cable, which is plenty enough to go from the roof of your vehicle into your cab. Now there's 2 switches on the back of this cigarette lighter. So when this is powered up and you switch it on, the red LED will light up and that will power your light up. The second switch is a toggle switch, so every time you press it, it will automatically spring back. But each time you toggle this switch, it will change the strobe pattern on your light. The good thing is that whatever light pattern you leave it on, when you switch it back on again, it will remember the previous light pattern. So if you've got a favourite, you won't have to go hunting for it again. It will automatically be there. So with 40 watts of power and lightning LED technology, this should certainly attract some attention. It's still daylight at the moment, so what I'm going to do now, I'm going to take this out when it gets dark and see how it performs. I know what, I'll set myself an alarm to wake up just before the sun goes down. Oh! Holy crap! Time to go. Right, now I'm ready for our nighttime test. It's a Friday evening, the sun is just gone down below the tree line. So we're going to walk over to our new car, and by the way, I've got rid of that blue BMW. I got bored with that car. I found a much nicer car to put our flashing strobe light on. The question is, can you guess what car I'm going to use? You got it, a Ford Mondeo, but this is no ordinary Mondeo. It's a 2014 Titanium X. Nice cherry red colour. It does have leather seats. But there's our roof light, there's our strobe light. That is one emergency light we're going to be showing in a minute. I'm going to show all the different patterns it can produce. But yeah, I come in here, I've not seen this car yet because it's only just been bought. But I quite like it. I like the LED lighting in the front bumper. Oh, and just so we're totally clear here, when my assistant is sitting in the car, he's going to press the rocker switch, then he's going to count to 5, then press it again. So we're going to have about 5 seconds with each strobe pattern. Okay, I'm hoping it's sufficiently dark now. We've got it set to start with on this like slow burning mode. And all he's going to do is press the button in a minute and it's going to start its first sequence. Okay. I'll say every 5 or 6 seconds he's going to press the button again and it's going to keep changing its mode. In actual fact, some of these patterns are quite nice. That's like a brighter, where all the LEDs are on together, but that's brighter than the one we just had a little while ago. I quite like this one where it flashes from side to side. It's quite a smart old roof light, you know, because it's kind of got like the whole 360 degree, so you can see it from all sides. I think that's quite a cool one as well. I like the way they're flashing. Oh, not this one, that's a bit too much. That will blind you. I'll tell you what, the LED technology these days, look at that one. That's American police car style. But yeah, I'm pretty sure if I go back a bit, you're certainly going to see it from a distance, especially at night time. And that's a back to where we were to start with now, from the very first one. I'll count about 15 different modes there. I've just put the car in a slightly darker place. The trouble is, up here at this car sales, all the way around there's like floodlights everywhere, so they're not kind of helping. I wanted to get it in a totally dark space, but this is the best I've got. I just wanted to show sort of like how the light is transmitting away from the car so people can see it from quite a distance. But I'm going to move off quite a way, and I mean it's quite high profile really. There's some bright old LEDs, I must say. Let's go around the back of these cars. That's like a side-on view, although there's only like 3 or 4 LEDs on the actual side of the unit. But yeah, I think if you're in a dark road or a dark lane or somewhere, you're easily going to see that. I mean, when it's totally pitch black outside, you're not going to miss this light. Anyway, folks, I think I'm going to wrap it up here. I'll just leave it doing this last strobe pattern. I quite like this one as well. At least the actual there's like 15 odd different strobe patterns you can have on this. So you can't exactly say it's a boring light. You can choose a different pattern depending on how you feel. Anyway, that's it for tonight. I'm going to go and get into a light place now just so I can give you my final verdict. Well, that's our nighttime test done. And I like it. You know, it's certainly bright enough. That will certainly get the attention of other people around you. They will certainly see this when that's on the roof of your car, that's for sure. Actually, talking of car roofs, I'm just going to point something out here, because I was going to mount this on a 2018 BMW 3 Series, and as I put it on the roof is not made of metal, so I couldn't use that car, and I was absolutely gutted because I really wanted to use that car. It was a flashy car, and I don't often get to sit in flashy cars. So check your roof is actually made of metal, otherwise you're going to be out of luck, unless you plan on having this on your roof when you're stationary, just for show. But like I say, I wouldn't do any speed of this on the roof of your car anyway. Maybe 40 miles an hour is about okay, but I wouldn't be going bombing down the motorway with it. They're pretty strong magnets, but how much do you trust magnets? Anyway, that's it folks. I'm impressed with this. I own one, and we're going to keep this for any breakdowns we have, because at the end of the day it's a lot more visible than the standard hazard warning light flashes on your car. And especially when we have to stop by the side of the road quite often when we have broken down vehicles, and to have this, it's going to alert other road users a lot quicker than what hazard lights would. But yeah, so I'm happy with it. I think it's pretty cool. And by the way, I've left the link in the description below, so you can go to Amazon and check it out. But that's it. That's me done with my Auxbeam light bar. I'm happy. So till the next time folks, see ya.
You need to look where you're going. Mate.